So what did we eat on our trip to New York?
A lot. Over 9 nights we had a lot. Some of it was amazing, some of it not so great. We're here at the Oculus right now, right by the World Trade Center, to take you through everything that we've eaten.
And we should say that nothing we ate was really expensive. We didn't push the boat out and go anywhere really, really pricey. Everything came in
around the 150 mark
for
a family of four.
And we have big teenage boys, so they can eat.
So come with us and we'll show you what we had.
We're going to kick off this culinary adventure with breakfast. Now, if you're on Instagram, you'll probably come across our first stop, which is Liberty Bagel. Now, there's one in Midtown, which gets really huge queues, and this one down in Wall Street that gets queues, but isn't quite as bad, and it's certainly not bad if you go first thing in the morning. Now, I'm a bit concerned that they would taste disgusting because of all the colours, but I can confirm they look amazing, and they also do taste amazing as well. There is so much choice, there is something for everyone.
So when we turned up, we were the only ones in here, but now there's a queue, and we understand that the line normally stretches all the way back to where you ordered. But unlike a lot of places in New York, there is seating inside, and right at the back you can sit down and enjoy your bagel. This is the famous Rainbow Bagel, which you can get year-round at Liberty Bagel. There was a seasonal offering when we were there, which is this one at Christmas. I didn't really taste much of a difference in terms of the food coloring, in terms of the colors of the bagels, but they were very, very good. In the name of science. If you like watching grown people eat and make a mess of things, why not subscribe to Traveling with Teens? There's plenty more where this came from. And if you're wondering how much this all cost, for a family of 4 with 4 hot drinks and 4 bagels, it was about $40.
Heading over to Brooklyn now, and somewhere we really recommend you heading is the Time Out Market, which is a collection of various food establishments from all over New York City, the best that Time Out could find. And if you're going over for breakfast, we really recommend the Clinton Street Bakery.
That's what most people call it. The actual name is the Clinton Street Baking Company, and they are most famous for their pancakes, so we thought we'd give them a try. So we have to, rather than wait in this queue, we ordered online, but we might receive a notification or they might just yell it out. I don't know. The guy wasn't sure. As it happened in our case, they just yelled it out, and the pancakes were there for us to take to our table. Well, the pancakes and the one waffle.
As with Liberty Bagel, these are pretty much Instagram famous, and if you are not following us on Instagram, please do. You can find us at Travelling with Teens Official, and this year we're off to Norway, we're off to Disneyland Paris, Disney World, the Caribbean and Asia, so if you don't want to miss any of that,
follow us at Traveling with Teens Official on Instagram or here on YouTube. Anyway, back to these pancakes.
One thing you'll find if you're eating in the States is that portions are usually very big and you don't have room for snacks. Well, we managed a couple. Here they are. Sienna Bakehouse was within walking distance of our hotel, so we popped in on our way back from the World Trade Center, which again was in walking distance. If you've not seen our hotel review, we'll put a link in the description below. It was alright, we quite liked what we had here. We thought the pastries were better than the coffees.
Yeah, the coffees and the hot chocolate were just literally half whipped cream. It was like eating an ice cream cone with a hot drink at the bottom of it. Not really what we ordered. But the pastries were okay, and we were able to take them back to our hotel and enjoy them there. Now we're off to Magnolia Bakery.
We visited the OG Magnolia Bakery in Greenwich Village, but there are branches all over New York now, so you're bound to be near one, and you can certainly try the banana pudding. However, we found this was actually quite quiet. The one by Rockefeller Center had a massive queue around the door, which seemed a bit of a shame really, because this is the original one.
Maybe it's quiet because there's nowhere to sit inside, and you have to take your banana pudding or whatever it is that you walk away with outside and eat it there, which isn't that much of a problem in New York.
We've got our banana pudding and a bag, which I'm not getting rid of because I like the bag.
And we're going to head over to this park and eat it.
That's really nice. They're not as expensive as I thought they'd be either.
No, and the pigeons like it too.
Pier 57 on the east side is a really good place to stop for lunch, as it's a covered mall and there's lots of different places to eat in their food court.
as tempting and enticing as Mother Shuckers seemed, we went for a place called Namwa, which actually has a branch down in Nolita, further down in Manhattan, as well as in Philadelphia.
We all had chicken and noodles, and there was so much food, so if you have a small appetite, you probably could, well, you definitely could share. We obviously didn't, we all had one each. But you're walking a lot in New York, you burn the calories off. It was really good, we really enjoyed it.
Speaking of Nolita, which is just up from Little Italy, this place, Upside, which is on a corner, there's a few places to eat outside, but the pizza slices and the garlic knots were pretty top notch.
There really are so many places to eat in New York. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing in the city, you can find somewhere. So when we were in Hudson Yards, we were hungry and we stopped at Shake Shack. Now, this doesn't really need introduction. They're all over the world. It was okay. It was crowded. Probably our least enjoyable eating experience in New York.
But you know what you're getting in a place like Shake Shack. I have to say, this is the first time I had ever eaten at Shake Shack. I did find it quite overpriced. I don't know if that's across the world at Shake Shack branches or if that's just specific to Hudson Yards in New York City, but I thought it was very pricey for what it was. A much better value was also in a mall downtown at the Oculus near the World Trade Center. The Gansevoort Liberty Market, which is a food hall, a food court at the bottom of the Oculus, had this place which had really, really good sushi platters.
Correct title is a bento box, and it was just under $20 each, I think, and there was so much food. Again, you could share. You also can't go to New York and not have things like tacos and Mexican food. Now you've got Tacos #1, which is all over New York. We didn't have time to go there, but we went to this place, El Minote.
My time to correct you, Beth. It's El Mitote. The whole place was really, really small, but very, very authentic. This is a little brief look at the menu. This place is on the Upper West Side, not far away from Lincoln Center, which is actually where we were going on this day. Beth and I ended up having this soup, which was made with pulled pork and beef. Fantastic.
Moving on to our dinners, we went to Bill's Bar and Burger, which again was in walking distance from our hotel a couple of times when we were there. We actually booked for Christmas Day because we wanted to make sure we had a reservation somewhere before we arrived, because we arrived on Christmas Day. If you've not seen that video, we'll leave a link in the description below. And it's a really good staple local chain. Highly recommend it.
One of the highlights of Bill's Bar and Burger was actually the service. We thought the service was really good. The wings weren't too bad either. And of course, the burgers, one of which won an award on CNN a few years ago. This one had a pretzel bun, and I found it a little bit greasy, a little bit heavy, but we had fries, sweet potato fries, and normal fries. Beth even had a salad later on.
One of our favourite dining experiences the entire trip was here in Brooklyn at a place called Il Colosseo, which is a local Italian, and it was very local, which was fantastic, and the food and the service and just everything was absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, Il Colosseo is in the Dyker Heights area of Brooklyn. If you're going to see the Christmas lights, quite obviously we were there at Christmas time, you might want to stop by and give it a try, but it's probably worth the trip anyway, even if it's not Christmas time. This place is like an Italian family's front room, and you are made to feel just as welcome as if you are part of the family or have been part of the community your whole life. It is very authentic, as Beth said. They even had pasta a la Frank Sinatra, which I wanted to try but actually went for pizza instead. But everything from the way your food is served to this, which was the calamari, which was so authentic, everything was amazing. We didn't have any room for dessert, but we did decide to opt for some Italian coffee, and I'm glad we did.
It's more authentic than being in Italy.
Welcome to Hill Country Barbecue. This place is so cool. This place we'd been to before on our last trip to New York, and we had to go back. It's on West 26th Street, and well, we'll just let you have a look.
That is what one brisket looks like.
We
That's
came
one
here
brisket.
years
He's
ago.
cutting it
We used
now.
to have the pig out the front.
Oh man.
We were here like 9 years ago, I think.
Oh yeah, it's pre-pandemic time.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Did you try the beans?
Is that all right? Are those beans okay?
Oh, they're really nice.
Yeah. So quite obviously you order before you go to your table at that counter. We went for our sides some cornbread and things like that, but this is the Mayor's Banquet. It's meant to feed 6 people. There was only 4 of us. I consider that a personal challenge. You already eat the ribs so we can take the rest home.
Yeah. And I'll need some more beans.
That's how much we didn't eat.
Cornbread. We've got like we've got sandwiches for tomorrow, all sorted.
And all the cornbread on earth. This place is so cool and not bad value. We absolutely highly recommend Hill Country
definitely.
Barbecue. Come.
Francis Tavern is not only a restaurant and bar, it is also a museum, and it is the oldest tavern slash pub you will find in New York City. And apparently it's where George Washington and all his mates used to hang out and have a drink.
The inside is obviously quite authentic and the menu tries to reflect that.
Although I'm not sure that romesco and burrata flatbreads and serrano and goat's cheese were a thing back in the day, but you never know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure George Washington and his men didn't eat jambalaya, but they did eat here, and they might have had fish and chips, which is what the kids had. Possibly a burger, but definitely George Washington's favorite was the chicken pot pie, and that is the must-have thing on the menu.
George Washington apparently had wooden teeth, so I'm not sure how he cut through that with his bad boys. I just imagine they just went straight through the pastry.
I think Beth may be the first human in history to refer to George Washington's teeth as bad boys.
It could be that if you're planning a trip to New York, you're heading over for the festive season. Lots of people do. It's their busiest time of year and it's really worthwhile. And the nice thing about it is there's lots of pop-up restaurants and bars that appear around this time. We went to one in Seaport, which is down in Lower Manhattan, again within walking distance of our hotel. This pop-up event even includes an ice rink, which is super fun. It's organised by a pub called the Dead Rabbit. Crazy name, I know. And the event's actually called Jingle Jangle. Definitely worth looking up if you were going to New York and you're going to be there from November through to early January.
We actually cover our entire evening in a separate video, which we'll link down below. But as for the food and the drink on offer, there's quite a lot of drink choices that you can have, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic, so our teenage kids could enjoy them too, as well as us on the evening. In terms of food, the menu's quite limited because the Dead Rabbit is a pub, but it's still not bad. And obviously you get a private cabin to enjoy it in. With a TV, we were watching the New Year's festivities in Times Square while we were nice and snug and warm, waiting for our food. Also, it only cost $195 for the cabin, or whatever it's called, but that takes care of all of our food and drinks. Obviously, if we spend more than $195, we have to pay that. It doesn't include our tip either. That's a really good value. You wouldn't find that in London. Elizabeth, how is it?
Almost.
Aptly.
About 3%.
Crumbly?
Creamy. You're crumbly.
Yeah, a word to the wise, if you're going to order the apple crumble at Jingle Jangle, you can share it. I finish everything I eat and I wasn't able to finish it. If you like this video and you'd like to see more of our content, We really think you're going to like this one.